Well, one way law enforcement works to protect and serve is by getting guns out of the hands of criminals. But we've discovered each year thousands of guns once used by officers have been discovered at crime scenes. So CBS News partnered with nonprofit newsrooms to trace and reveal.
We surveyed 200 police agencies nationwide. And as our I-Team reporter Brian New explains this morning, the majority of departments, including many here in North Texas, sell or trade in their guns when they decide to upgrade their arsenal.
When Fort Worth police seizes guns from criminals, these guns are marked for destruction. The department sends its confiscated guns to Midlothian Steel Mill to be melted down. But when it comes to disposing the department's own guns, that's a whole different story. When Fort Worth police officers need a weapon upgrade, the department does not destroy their old guns. Instead, it trades them in to a gun dealer. The CBS News Texas I-Team found this to be a common practice among North Texas police departments. In these trade-in agreements, departments receive credit towards new firearms, which police point out saves taxpayer dollars. Dealers then sell these former police guns to individuals who've passed a federal background check. However, the journey of these guns doesn't always end there. A gun can be stolen. It can be resold in a private transaction that doesn't require a background check. Plus, even with a background check, there's no guarantee a gun later on won't be used in a crime.
We should not sell that back into and not know what's going to be the outcome for the use of those guns.
Former Texas State Representative Lon Burnham of Fort Worth says police departments are sending the wrong message by putting guns into public circulation.
We've got this glut of guns out there anyway, but if the public sector is saying that's okay, then that just feeds the culture of violence that we all live in and suffer from.
Police departments, inaccurately so, will argue that these guns are going to licensed dealers who then require a background check.
We're talking about supply and demand here. The public sector should not be providing the supply.
Federal law limits access to gun trace data, making it nearly impossible to figure out where a particular gun comes from. But our colleagues at the Center for Investigative Reporting successfully sued the ATF to acquire statistical gun data. No names, just numbers. From those numbers, our investigation found, in a 16-year period, 52,000 guns recovered from crimes across the country were previously owned by law enforcement.
People have a right to access guns, for sure, but what we don't want to see is the wrong people getting hold of guns with the wrong purposes.
Brian New, I-Team reporter Brian New, joining us now live this morning. Brian, I looked at that number, 50+ thousand guns. This is likely something a lot of us have never even thought about.
Yeah, it is something that a lot of us don't think about, what happens to those old guns. In fact, Steve, that departments like Dallas here, though, stress to us that they only trade in these old police guns to licensed firearm dealers. But as we know, Steve, from our investigation, that once these FFLs have these guns, that they often sell them to individuals. And in fact, Steve, if you go online right now and simply search used police guns, you'll find hundreds of listings for these guns.
So what are police departments saying about the information you have found about all of this?
Yeah, Steve, so they stress to us the point that these only go to licensed firearms dealers, and that they say that there is a benefit to police departments in some cases with credit. They receive credit towards new firearms, so there is a component of that that is a tax savings.
Can you give us any sense at all of just how many old police guns have actually been sold?
Yeah, so records indicate that the Fort Worth Police Department has traded in 2,400 guns since 2011. We also know that Dallas here, as well as Arlington, also trades in their old service guns, but neither of those departments have released records on just how many.
I'm guessing someone at home right now is saying even if police departments destroyed all of their old guns, if a bad guy wants to get a gun, they're still going to be able to get a gun.